delicious ice cream that I ate at 7:30 this morning. I probably could have had 4 or 5. The chocolate and Magnum.
So now you know the problem with giving this amount of ice cream to pregnant women.
Right.
So this is something I've been grappling with for the last 48 hours.
How did you discover it?
Actually, I've been enjoying it since I was a little kid. So it hasn't previously been in the U.S. or Canada. Today it's launching in Canada, but it's all over Europe.
So were you having ice cream flown in when you were a little kid?
No, when I was in Europe.
Oh,
my mother's
okay.
European, so I spent a lot of time there as a child. That would be something, though. That would
and
be
not at all shocking, to be honest.
That would
right?
be interesting. To my parents, perhaps it would be shocking.
When you do something, do you get asked a lot to be the face of something or to be a part of a company? Do you get a lot of those requests?
I do, but I try to, really narrow it down to those companies and products that, A, I genuinely appreciate,
Yeah.
And B, brands that I think are terrific. So Unilever is fantastic. They're the parent company
Yeah.
of Magnum, but the Magnum ice cream bar I love as well. So, it's a lot of fun for me.
With something like this, was this part of your plan years ago to actually be the face of something, to be the celebrity, that you've become?
No, I think it's sort of evolved. I think largely being on The Apprentice. I spent a lot of time up in Canada for various ventures. We're opening a hotel here in Toronto in just a few months. So, I'm here all the time meeting with our teams about that project. I sell my bags here, my jewelry here. So, I think the Magnum folks thought that I'd be an appropriate representative for them here.
Now, how do you, everyone talks about balance, of course, you're going to be a new mom, but we got to know you, of course, on Celebrity Apprentice. We knew you before as a model and author, and then now we're like, all right, this girl has got it going on. She's like type A personality, and, you are a businesswoman. So how do you balance your day with all the projects that you're doing?
I don't think balance is something one can plan for. I think you recognize when you're out of balance and try to adjust accordingly. So that's the way I've always looked at it. I think obviously if you're exhausted and overly stressed, sometimes it's just a situation in which you have to work within. Other times you do something about it so you can be more effective when you are actually working. And so I just try to I try to sort of gauge that myself and determine where I am.
How old are you now?
I'm 29.
You're 29. Are you happy that you're at the age you are now with, your dad flirting with the idea of maybe getting into politics? Is it a bit easier now, do you think, being 29 than if he was thinking about doing this when you were like 16?
Well, I think, the political world is rough, and people often say that successful people just can't run for office.
Yeah.
You almost have to be a little bit anonymous in terms of your own life experiences to have a clean slate so you can focus on the issues as opposed to, your past or anything that may be polarizing. So I think it's, I respect my father a lot for what he's doing because he doesn't need to do it. Quite frankly, it will, be a great sacrifice based on all of the businesses he has going on, et cetera. But he feels very strongly that the country is not going in the right direction and has been contributing to a debate that we should be having.
Do you guys debate with each other? Do you agree with everything on all issues? Or do you and your dad have that same conversation that every kid has with their dad?
Oh, no, he's my father. Of course we disagree on certain issues. Thankfully, not really, high-level issues for the most part. And in business, we found that tension to be really a positive. So, obviously my brothers and I represent a different generation, in my case, a different gender, and we bring that voice to discussion. So as we're planning a building, planning a hotel, there's a really interesting counterbalance between sort of our perspective, balanced with the fact that he just innately understands what people want in luxury real estate. And that's a great asset. A lot of people don't get it. They build things and they spend money in areas that people don't appreciate or won't pay for. So he really understands that, and I think we complement the discussion.
Now, how's your pregnancy going? Are you craving anything? Are you?
Well, I've been craving ice cream, so it is appropriate. Ice cream and double toasted salt bagels with cream cheese, scooped preferably.
And are you getting tired, or is there anything is it anything different, or you're just like go?
I have been very fortunate that I actually haven't gotten exhausted. I haven't had sickness. So, I've actually been able to maintain a pretty hectic pace, which I think it will be a pretty sharp reality once the baby's born.
You think?